Ready your opening shot.
Give me the only three.
Stand by to roll tape.
Right, you got any copies?
Roll tape.
Alex.
3 seconds in air. 2, 1. Take down the cue. Music.
From Schaefer Stadium, Foxborough, Massachusetts. Tonight, one of the surprise teams of the young NFL season, the New England Patriots, take on the New York Jets. The Patriots won only 3 games last year. Behind young Steve Grogan at quarterback, they've matched that already, and they're a legitimate contender in the American Conference's Eastern Division. The Jets, a Super Bowl champion almost a decade ago, are a rebuilding ball club, but they're still the arm of Joe Namath. On a given night, he can make the difference. And ABC's Monday Night Football is brought to you by Lincoln Mercury, who invite you to inspect one of America's outstanding collections of fine cars, now at your Lincoln Mercury dealer.
The diffused lights of a late arriving crowd focusing in finally as the lights as they are. Moving into Schaefer Stadium. It is cold. It is a night when the New England Patriots must win because they trail the Baltimore Colts. Baltimore has won 5 and lost 1. The Patriots have won 3 and lost 2. The Patriots must win tonight to stay within a game of the Colts, and that they aim to do. Hello again, everyone. I'm Howard Cosell. Glad to have you aboard for NFL Monday Night Football here on ABC. We look forward to this game. As cold as it is, my colleagues are not as suitably garbed as I am. They are younger. Quickly, because both coaches come from the college ranks, let's take a look at them. The Jets, with Lou Holtz in his 30s. Rye, the spectacle, has an understated sense of humor, a little bit in the Will Rogers vein. But he's come to grips with reality with a rebuilding club. Because he's learned that all of life is not at North Carolina State, where 2 straight years you can beat Joe Paterno and the Nittany Lions and surprise everyone. Here it's a different story. Yet his team is showing something. It is showing a brand new and effective defense. The opposition coach is Chuck Fairbanks, one of the best college football coaching records ever at Oklahoma. Chuck came up with a lot of rah-rah like Lou Holtz, but he's grown a little subdued. This year, though, he has a sense of where it's at. And the Patriots may have had the best draft in the National Football League with defensive backs like Mike Haynes and Tim Fox. The big center from Colorado, Pete Brock, and, of course, the running back from Arkansas, Ike Forty. Now, to embellish what I said earlier about Lou Holtz, here is my colleague in crime. Box Office Barometer named him a year ago as the best potential young actor in the movie.
Thank you.
Alex Carroll.
It's really hot out here tonight. Do you feel all right?
I'm chilled to the bone.
You know, Howard, I was going to discuss about the fact that both teams have real young football players on their team, and they're very good football players. But both coaches, I think, especially Lou Holtz, has decided to put a little bit more of that rah-rah spirit in the pro leagues and that college spirit, that old give it to the Gipper. So I want to recite or sing perhaps a little song that Lou Holtz has written for his New York Jet football team, and see if you kind of like this spirit. I think it's really neat out there, everyone. And it goes something like this. When the game acts like men, we're together, win or lose. New York Jets keep rolling along. Isn't that terrific? And the bottom is, and wherever we go, we'll let the critics know that the Jets are here to stay. Which really will excite some of the old ball players out there, I'm sure, Howard. Excites me.
If they do, you've got a scoop, Alex.
Right.
Thank you very much. Let me turn to the Gipper. We open the show with Steve Grogan. Please tell us more about him and the others.
We talked about Steve Grogan. He's an outstanding young quarterback, one of the finest I've seen come into the league in recent years, along with Burt Jones of Baltimore. But Steve Grogan is unusual. 2 years out of Kansas State, he came into a tough spot. Jim Plunkett traded to the 49ers. He was a great quarterback. And so all of a sudden, the Patriots have a great quarterback, and he has good receivers. He goes to number 84, Darrell Stingley, a number 1 draft pick, 1973, living up to those expectations. The big tight end, number 81, he is a remarkable athlete. He's 6 feet 6 inches tall, and he can be just about as good in this game of football as he wants to be. His future's all ahead of him. Sam the Bam Cunningham, you remember the Rose Bowl, 1973, 4 touchdowns. Sam has arrived, too, as a full-fledged running back. The Patriots number 1 in rushing in the AFC. And, of course, for the New York Jets, they're rebuilding, and they're still rebuilding around their quarterback, Joe Namath, one of the greatest of all time. Unfortunately, his legs do not go with that arm, but he still has one of the top arms ever to come into the game of pro football. And he has a new running back, Ed Marinaro, and he has this big wide receiver, number 88, Rich Castor. Now, Castor is going to move from his tight end spot out to a wide receiver, and that should open him up. And here's that other receiver I spoke of. Ed Marinaro played out his option in Minnesota and has arrived as a running back for the Jets. Over 100 yards last week against Buffalo, over 100 yards against San Francisco. So the Jets pretty much out of it in the running for the AFC's Eastern Division, but the Patriots aren't, and we'll be back for the kickoff.
I just signed us up with the winning team.
New York Life?
Hey, you've seen them on TV. They'll help us reach our goal of financial security.
Through life insurance. Good boy.
I can even add up to 7 new policies later, no matter what my health or occupation.
Freddie, I'm glad we're on the same team.
I do. I will. I am.
For your security, sign up with the winning team. New York Life.
This skydiver is about to do a little carpentry. 10,000 feet up. He's using a Black & Decker cordless power drill. Cordless. It's driven by a power handle, and it works anywhere. On a boat, in the woods, or 10,000 feet in the air. Anywhere. The Black & Decker cordless power drill. Even if you're miles from the outlet, it works.
When it's so cold, a radiator can freeze solid, and you're still rolling. That's the mark of Xerex. When it's so hot, a radiator can blow its top, and you're still driving cool. That's the mark of Xerex. When corrosion is eating holes in radiators and you're still going strong. That's the mark of Xerex. All year, all weather protection. That's the mark of Xerex.
I hope O.J. was watching when I took that one all the way against the Bills. A great moment for me. For Matthew Brown and his mother, a great moment came when she learned he didn't have the hearing problem she feared. At this United Way hearing clinic, skilled professionals work with the most sophisticated equipment to test infants' hearing. You make this and thousands of other programs possible with your gift to the United Way. Thanks to you, it works for all of us, the United Way.
The proceeding brought to you as a courtesy of the National Football League. Frank Gifford along with Howard Cosell, Alex Karras. We're at Schaefer Stadium, Foxborough, Massachusetts. The stadium holds 61,000. It was not sold out on Friday. However, they are close to a sellout tonight. Just a few empty seats around. The New England Patriots, the surprise team, as I mentioned earlier, of the National Football League. Much of it done by a bunch of youngsters. Some of them you have never heard of. We will try and fill you in as we go along.
All right, Frank. And the Jets suddenly acting like a football team when all seemed lost until 3 weeks ago when suddenly 16 points was all Miami could get, 17 was all San Francisco could get, and then last week holding the juice to 58 yards and actually beating the Bills with 13 rookies on their squad. They are beginning to have a sense of where they're at in the National Football League. Not pretending they're a good team, but hopefully competitive tonight. Gift?
And, of course, Baltimore in the AFC's Eastern Division. They're hotter than a pistol. They have a great football team. They're 5-1. New England is competitive, as I said earlier, but they must win tonight. It pretty much boils down to that, and we are just about ready for the kickoff. It'll be John Smith dropping deep for the New York Jets to your right. Number 43, Jazz Jackson. Number 89, Lou Picone. And it'll be Picone 2 yards deep in his own end zone. Out he comes. And Pacone, a nifty run back out to the 26-yard line where the Jets offense takes over. Joe Namath opens at quarterback. He's number 12 to his first touchdown pass last week. The setbacks are Lou Giamona, number 45, a rookie from Utah State. Ed Marinero, number 49. He's playing well. Rich Castor has been moved out to one wide receiver. The other is David Knight, 82. Richard Osborne, a rookie picked up about 9 days ago from Philadelphia, is the tight end. He's number 86. There's your offensive line. It's been juggled considerably. We'll talk about that in a moment. The New England Patriots in their 3-4 defense. Giamona over the right side, and he maybe slips through for a yard as that defensive unit of the New England Patriots moves in for the stop.
Yeah, and you're going to watch tonight defensively for the Pats is that they're going to run they usually run a three-man line, which means Tony McGee, Ray Hamilton, and Julius Adams. Now, this is pretty good, and I think sometimes it kind of gives the offense a kind of a look at a defense, different kind of defense. But as a rule, you can run against them if you run straight ahead, Frank.
2nd down and 9, the ball resting at the 27-yard line. The New York Jets, they won their first game of the season last week against Buffalo. Namath, handoff, and it goes to Giamona, and he gets up to the 30-yard line, 3rd down and 5.
All right, let's have a look at those Patriots linebackers, one of the strongest points on this team. Steve Zabel out of Oklahoma, Steve Nelson, unsung but outstanding, Sam Hunt, another in the same vein, and Steve King. They're all over the place. Great range. The defensive backfield, Bob Howard used to be with San Diego. The two rookies, Mike Haynes and Tim Fox. Prentice McRae with a key interception in the recent game. Jeff?
3rd down and 6. That defensive unit will be tested at the moment. Joe, inside handoff on a 3rd and 6, and Giamona in trouble. And he loses all the way back to the original line of scrimmage. 4th down, and the Jets will have to turn it over. Dwayne Carroll will come in as we take a good look at Tim Fox, an outstanding rookie, and he's wondering what the league is all about. He's broken up his hand. He has a hip pointer. He's broken a wrist, but he still has a lot of potential. All right, Dwayne Carroll sets the punt for the Jets. And a bad kick off the foot of Carroll. And Mike Haynes just watches it roll down to the 42-yard line where New England takes over good field position. And New England will open with their young quarterback out of Kansas State in his second year. He's spectacular. He's number 14. The running backs, Andy Johnson, number 32. Number 39 is Sam Cunningham. He's the heart of their running game, and they have a good one. Randy Vataha makes his first start in several weeks. Coming back from a fractured cheek, he's number 18. The other wide receiver, Stingley, 84, the tight end. A potential great one is number 81, Russ Francis. They move from their own 41-yard line. And immediately, Grogan wants to go to the air, and the screen pass goes out to the left. And it's Cunningham down the left side, and Cunningham gets the first down into Jet territory at the 40-yard line.
Defensively, you're going to see a little change in the Jets defense. Billy Newsom, Carl Bozelauskas will not be in there tonight. Lawrence Pillars, Larry Falk, Ed Gallagher, who I think is a fine football player. Of course, Richard Neal moves in at the right end position. And they're young, but they'll be tested tonight, and we'll see exactly how they do.
1st and 10, the Patriots. 3-2 in the season, trying to stay close to Baltimore in their division. The big man gets the call, bursts over the middle and just pushes Jet defenders backwards. Picks up 3, 2nd down 7.
Let me say this. Oh, well, first, the linebackers, because at the moment the Jets are playing a 4-3. So they've got Buttle and Martin, two rookies on the outside. The Jets happy with both. The veteran from Penn State, John Ebersol, in the middle. Buttle, of course, also from Penn State. The rookie Schaefer Suggs at one corner. Ed Taylor at another. Phil Wise at the strong safety. And Burgess Owens at the free safety. Gift.
2nd down 7. The ball at the 38-yard line of the New England Patriots. The motion man, Andy Johnson. Grogan fires to Johnson. A lot of room in front of Suggs. He gets the first down as Suggs laid way off of Andy Johnson. And Johnson goes down to the 25-yard line. 1st and 10, New England.
Joe Willie Namath on the sidelines. We'll be hearing from him later because he made quite a statement this morning on Good Morning America. We want you all to hear it. Meantime, Andy Johnson took that pass. Up here they call him A.J. He's a fine running back. Had been a quarterback at Georgia.
1st and 10, the handoff inside. Big man, Cunningham, inside the 20 to the 19-yard line. Gain of 6. It'll be 2nd down and 4.
Cunningham, as you know, Giff, is a kind of admixture of a Franco Harris and an O.J. Simpson. That's not to say he's as good as either one. It is to say he can blast straight ahead as you look at him there, and at the same time has a greater capacity, perhaps, for finding the hole and making moves than Harris, something like O.J. Simpson.
It's been on the ground, except for that one little pass to Andy Johnson. It's 2nd down and 4. Stingley in motion, inside handoff. Johnson, big hole to the 10-yard line. Stopped there by number 59, Bob Martin.
Now you're seeing a fired-up Patriots team with an offensive line that's moving the Jets' defensive front completely out of there as you look at it again. Gaping hole for Andy Johnson, and there may not be a better offensive pair at the moment in the league than left guard John Hanna, 73, and left tackle Leon Gray, number 70, in the Patriots offensive line. Giff?
On 1st down. Steve Burks, one of the messengers, bringing in the plays. This is Cunningham, and Cunningham booms around the corner and taken out of bounds inside the 5-yard line. They'll mark it at the 3.
Frank, you know about big backs and the ability to turn a corner. Harris can do it. Riggins can do it. Cunningham can do it, maybe as well as anybody. A couple of years ago, when the Patriots got off to a big start, upsetting Minnesota and L.A., he busted a big one against the Rams.
He had a great year going last year, over 800 yards when he broke his leg in the 10th game, and he came back stronger than ever this year. Sam Cunningham. Inside the 5, 2nd down. And Johnson pulls in, touchdown, New England. And the New England Patriots wasted little time. Using one pass, they march all the way down the field for the initial score with 9:34 remaining in the 1st quarter.
I'll tell you something, Howard, they look pretty good to me.
Where is that new Jets defense? Point is, Alex, they shifted, the Jets did, to a 3-4. And I haven't seen it in evidence tonight. That's what's supposed to have made their defense under the leadership of defensive coordinator Walt Michaels, who's a brilliant defensive coach. The extra point attempt, here's the gift.
And John Smith pops it through, and New England leads the New York Jets 7-0. 7 plays they moved, 58 yards in 3 minutes and 16 seconds. We'll be right back.
Haruki Fujimoto of Osaka, Japan, is a traditional kabuki dancer. He eats a traditional Japanese diet. Increasingly, doctors in the Western world think his diet is better in some ways than yours. It's rich in fiber, roughage, and has fewer calories. This is Fresh Horizons, a remarkable new bread that gives you much the same advantages. Fewer calories, more fiber. The people who bake bread at ITT make Fresh Horizons. Ounce for ounce, it has fewer calories than regular white bread, as much fiber as 100% brand cereal. Yet Fresh Horizons, white or wheat, tastes like any good bread. ITT makes Fresh Horizons because your diet should be as good to you as his diet is to him.
Saturday, ABC's Wide World of Sports features a unique look at Evel Knievel, Daredevil, and Father, and the National 500 Stock Car Race in a special 2-part format from 2 to 3 Eastern Time and from 6:30 to 7. West Coast viewers will see Wide World from 5 to 6:30 on ABC.
New England leading the New York Jets 7-0. Opening minutes of the 1st quarter. Set to kick off John Smith, deep, 43, Jazz Jackson, number 89, Lou Picone. Smith, high, taken there at the 5-yard line by Picone. And Picone with another fine run back, moving out over the 30-yard line. They'll mark it out around the 34-yard line, hit there by Fred Sturt. And let's go back and look at that touchdown of a moment ago. Andy Johnson roaring in from 4 yards out, following the block of big number 73, John Hanna. He's one of the best guards in the business.
There wasn't too much trickery there, right there, Howard. They just put their heads down, blocked real good, and the back ran in. There's no secret to that success. They're just knocking them over right now.
Namath at quarterback. Giamona, 45. Marinaro, 49. Those are your setbacks. Namath, first attempt of the night. Going out to Giamona. He stumbles, falls. Gets about 5 yards out of it. Make it 6. It'll be second down and 4 out of the 40-yard line. Covered there by Mike Haynes, one of those rookie men back there.
Under tight discipline by the coach, Alex. That's the way Namath's been throwing this year. Instead of risking with continuity the long bomb that inevitably produces the intercept.
Well, I'm sure he has to think a lot about his injured knee, too, and he's going to try to throw a little quicker. And when you throw quicker, you have to throw shorter.
Yeah, the strange-looking side it could be that Castor has moved out from the tight end. They have a youngster in there. Giamona gets the call, short of the first down, moving out to the 43-yard line, short by about maybe a half a yard, or rather this was Ed Marinaro. Hit there by Julius Adams.
In fairness to the Jets, they have sorely missed all year long another of their brilliant receivers, because that's one area where the Jets are first rate in the receiver department. But Jerome Barkham has thus far been out for the whole season with a severely pulled hamstring. Yep.
Short yardage, less than a yard. Ball at the Jets' 43-yard line.
47, 10,
and moving offside, left tackle Winston Hill, and it'll give me a chance to tell you that the Jets, because of an injury to their left tackle, Richard Woods, have had to juggle that lineup completely. Winston Hill ordinarily is a right tackle. He's over left tackle. The right guard, Petz, has moved to right tackle. Two-year man has moved to center, and that's Fields. Austin is the right guard. Rasmussen, the left guard.
Yeah, but the count is still the same, Frank.
Start offense.
Offsides. Indeed it is. I don't know, Alex. You played line. I never did. Had better sense, I think.
Well, I was always good up to the count of 4. Then I had trouble.
Have to be a little tentative, though, at a different spot.
Well, Winston Hill, together with Randy Rasmussen in that offensive line, are, of course, veterans of the July 12, 1969 Super Bowl victory over the Colts.
Third down now and 6. New England up there showing a different front. Namath dumps it off, anticipating the blitz. It goes to Marinaro, and he's dumped back at the 30. Moving all the way back to the 25. It was Tony McGee who hustled in there, and then he had a lot of help from his friends. Steve Zabel was there. Sam Hunt was there.
So far, the Patriots have just been overwhelming the Jets. There's Sam Bam Cunningham. What a Rose Bowl game he had a few years back.
4 TDs against Ohio State, and he was a blocking back at USC.
Learned it all from you, Gibbs. Same school.
Dick Bedoin is dropping deep, number 27, as Leahy hits it for the Jets. Tripped up at the 42-yard line. So there's 7:17 remaining here in the first quarter, and we'll be returning to Foxborough in a moment.
The original Continental was the only American luxury car ever honored for design excellence at New York's Museum of Modern Art. Now, Continental Mark V. Mark V, in the tradition of excellence of the original Continental, yet different from every Mark that's come before it. To its owner, Continental Mark V is more than a new car. It's a mark of tradition.
Would you pour dirty oil back into your engine? That's what happens when a single-stage filter gets so dirty it starts to bypass and stops filtering. Me, I use a Lee Maxi filter with 2 stages to hold more dirt so it lasts longer and keeps filtering over a broad range of driving conditions.
If you want more for your money these days, do it yourself. With Lee.
And it could very well be a bicentennial comeback for the Patriots. They traded Jim Plunkett to the 49ers. Apparently that's gelled that team, but the Patriots had a lot of faith in number 14, Steve Grogan. They also got 3 number 1 draft picks, 2 number 2 draft picks, and a very promising backup quarterback in Tom Owen, all from the 49ers. They were delighted. Big man, right pulling up the middle is Cunningham, and he gets out over the 45 to the 46. It'll be a gain of 4, second down and 6.
The
Great
Jets,
Buttle in there on the stop.
the Jets have punted twice, Alex, and both have been pitiful. They've been looking for a punter for years. You'd think they could draft a punter.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think you're right. I think it's time to get a punter.
Marlon Briscoe, number 88, a much-traveled football player, comes in for New England. Wide receiver. Stingley goes in motion. Grogan puts everyone in the pattern. It's Stingley, and it goes in and out of his hands. It'll be 3rd down and 6.
There's Chuck Fairbanks. He was a happy man tonight. We were with him before the game. He just has a feeling about this year's team. Remember, in their opening game, they lost to Baltimore. Then came the victory over Miami, the victory over Pittsburgh, the victory over Oakland, and then perhaps emotionally sapped with the Lions emotionally up, they unexpectedly lost to Detroit 30-10.
3rd down. Grogan. Everyone out again, and he goes out to a setback, Andy Johnson, who is picked off there quickly by number 38, Ed Taylor. Short of the 1st down, right at midfield.
I like the way that Grogan throws the ball. He throws it out there, and it's a little dangerous, but he zips it right out to the sidelines, and that's what you have to do when you're hitting the sideline.
Not bad for a 5th-round draft choice.
Aww.
Lou Holtz walking the sidelines.
I thought that was Artie Johnson.
I still think the best line ever was when Phil Islin, the owner of the Jets, announced that Lou Holtz told Mervyn Levine of Hollywood Lou Holtz was the new coach. And Mervyn Levine, referring back to the old comic, said, but he's 80 years old. Frank?
Mike Patrick punts for New England. Angling for the sidelines. This is Lou Picone. Lets it go. Oh, and did it ever take a New England bounce? Hustling down there was Dick Kahn. Flag down now, up across the field. And that usually means that there are illegal men downfield. There's the call. Somebody broke. Only the 2 outside men can go down.
I love it when the newspapermen commented on Lou Holtz and asked him how long would it take to rebuild his team, and he said, well, 7 or 8 years. I don't think it'd be wrong long enough to do that.
After the Jets lost to Denver 46-3, he said that in the wake of a 38-17 trouncing by Cleveland, he said, we do not react well from adversity.
Illegal men downfield. The Jets say no, they don't want it. They'll take the touchback, and they'll begin operation from their 20-yard line. 7-0. The Patriots taking the opening kickoff, moving 58 yards, 7 plays, using up a little over 3 minutes. And we now have 6:20 remaining in the first quarter. Namath with play action has the time. Fires out to Ed Marinaro. And Marinaro is up for the 1st down out to the 32-yard line.
Now that's one thing Marinaro can surely do, as he proved during his years with the Vikings. Talkington used to love to use him as a receiver. Excellent hands, unafraid, doesn't listen to the footsteps. One of his best qualities as a performer. Still upset over the fact that they gave the Heisman Trophy to Pat Sullivan of Auburn in his senior year when he thought he would get it.
1st and 10, the Jets from their own 32-yard line. Namath firing. Intended for David Knight and almost picked off. You talked about Marinaro as a receiver. He caught 54 last year for the Vikings. And, of course, he's really come into his own with the Jets as a running back.
And, of course, David Knight. Oh, Karras for president.
What a selection.
Might be
I go
better.
along with that.
Might be better than what I'm saying. However, getting back to the game.
A chicken in every pot.
Okay, 2nd down. George Webster, number 90, comes in. He's a spot player. You recall the name. Michigan State, great. Houston, Cincinnati, now here with New England. On 2nd and long. Flag is down. And Namath is down. Back inside the 20. Tony McGee was there first. Then a whole bunch of folks arrived. Mel Lunsford, number 72, saying one of them, but again, a flag is down.
We'll have to see about the flag, of course, but the Patriots have not been inconsequential in the sacking area this year. And McGee, who just made that sack, had 6.5 on the year going into this game. Julius Adams closest to him. That Adams, number 85. What a beautiful ball player. That's a good front three.
Quick look again. Number 72 is Lunsford, but it is McGee who makes the initial move. There he is, coming from the outside, circling around. Number 78, Lunsford there with him. But the penalty again against New England. It'll be 2nd down and 5. The ball out at the 37-yard line. Again, if you follow this game closely, you know that Rich Castor, bottom of your screen, number 88, ordinarily is a tight end. He's been moved to wide receiver. Namath. Jazz Castor, but he throws it short. Back there defending Mike Haynes. And Haynes just about came up with an interception. He's a number 1 draft pick, and there are a bunch of them.
That's Richard Neal, the defensive captain of the Jets. But getting back to Mike Haynes, who just had a near intercept on Namath, and that'll happen often when Joe, at this stage of his career, throws long. Mike Haynes is a brilliant prospect. He was the 6th pick in the draft, 1st round, right ahead of the Jets, who intended to pick Mike Haynes as their 1st pick. Instead, they wound up with Richard Todd. The Patriots beat them to Mike.
3rd down and 5. Namath, a lot of time. Goes to Marinaro. But he's turned back by Steve Nelson. Also in on that tackle, number 52, Steve King. The 3 Steves in there. Steve Zabel, Steve Nelson, Steve King, all linebackers for New England. 4th down, out comes the punting unit for the Jets. Dwayne Carroll, thus far, has hit for 30 and 31 yards. That's not professional kicking.
Well, you break it down in inches, it's all right.
Mike Haynes is the deep safety. This time Carroll collects it. Here's Haynes. And Haynes gets back to the 25-yard line. Taken down there following a punt of 38 yards. We have 4:35 remaining here in the 1st quarter, and we'll be right back after this message.
Beautiful way to spend a vacation. This is paradise.
Some of the most romantic hideaways in all the world are only hours away in a Boeing jetliner. Of course, some people have everything right in their own backyard. But if you don't, and you could use a little romance in your life, get hold of your travel agent and get on a Boeing jetliner. There's a whole world out there waiting for you.
Where's the roughest spot you have to shave? Your chin, around your lips, under your nose, your neck? My rough spot. Rise knows you have easy spots and rough spots, so we make Rise especially for the rough spots. Matter of fact, Rise has 4 beard softeners. 4. We figure if Rise makes your rough spots easy to shave, it has to be just great for your whole face.
We have a near-capacity crowd here at Schaefer Stadium, Foxborough, Massachusetts. They're watching their New England Patriots, a young team that surprised everyone this year. And they lead the New York Jets 7-0 after 3/4 of the 1st quarter has passed. I'm Frank Gifford along with Howard Cosell and Alex Karras. And we are watching a very exciting team, a team that defeated Miami. They beat Pittsburgh. They beat Oakland before they were tripped up last week by Detroit. 1st and 10, New England, their own 20. Quick toss goes out to Andy Johnson, right side, and look at him turn it on. Up close to a 1st down, he may have it. Now just a little bit short. Greg Buttle in there to make the stop, and it was Andy Johnson who took the ball in for New England for their lone touchdown from 4 yards out. He's a 3rd-year man out of Georgia. And he, along with Sam Cunningham, have been giving New England some fine running. They are number 1 in the AFC. Let's look at it again. And the guards in front of it aren't bad either. Sam Adams, 61. John Hanna, 73. 2nd and short. Goes to Johnson. Big hole. As New England just riddles this Jet defensive line. And he's out to the 41-yard line. 1st and 10, New England.
Well, Howard, they're going right through them right now, and it's okay to run a 3-man line, but if that's the case, then you have to have linebackers that are very active that'll commit themselves. Now, they ran to the outside. The linebacker on the left side did not come up. He didn't commit himself to anything, didn't turn it in, and consequently, they're just running right over him right now. So the linebackers have to pick it up and get a little more active.
Randy Vataha brings the play in for Steve Grogan. And on 1st and 10, Grogan goes. The air is batted away, and blitzing in there was number 56, Larry Keller, a rookie out of the University of Houston.
And that's a linebacker, and he finally got active, Howard.
Well, Keller made a key fumble recovery against Buffalo a week ago. And you talked about the left linebacker. If you have to look for a bright spot, which at this stage of their rebuilding program the Jets must do, that left linebacker, number 51, Greg Buttle, the Jets think has been playing superbly well for them as a rookie this year. Another of the many at that position from Penn State.
2nd down and 10. Both backs in the pattern. Grogan with the time, and
he throws the ball.
Complete out there to number 88. That's Marlon Briscoe, and he has the 1st down.
All right, let's look at this in replay. Marlon Briscoe, of course, a much-traveled player, continually written off, always coming back. Beat out Randy Vataha this year. Look at him. Simple square out and perfectly thrown by Grogan. Excellent timing. I saw Charlie Connolly throw that pass 800 times to Frank Gifton.
Pretty safe for the receiver, Howard. Not a bad pattern. 1st and 10, 45-yard line of the Jets. Stingley is the motion man, number 84, the big man. Cunningham with the call. And he crawls inside the 40. They'll move it back to the 40, a gain of 5, 2nd and 5.
Alex, they're just pouring through right where the nose tackle is. 85, Ed Gallagher from UCLA, just pouring through.
Well, when you're playing on the nose, when you're playing on the center as a tackle, you have to straighten the center up and not give ground, because when you give ground, you're giving up space, and when that happens, they're starting to run on you. So Gallagher's job has to be to straighten up that center, then control that area, and that's what he's supposed to be paid for. And let's get going, Ed, and let's get the job done.
You saw Marlon Briscoe give the play to Grogan, number 88. Here comes the reverse to Stingley, and he's in trouble. He'll go down. Larry Keller in there again with another sharp play from linebacker.
2 key plays by Larry Keller. They got him from San Diego. He was in the final cut by San Diego. Jets liked him, grabbed him. Let's look at it again.
There it comes, and Keller comes up, turns it inside.
Yes.
Nowhere for Stingley to go.
That's what they have to do. They have to commit themselves, make them go to the inside, then they're going to get the help.
Oh, there's a player from Texas Southern. 4 great years down there. Julius Adams, veteran now with the Patriots, and really first-rate, blue-chip player.
3rd and 11, fake draw. Grogan with a strong arm, overthrows, picked off by Suggs. Schaefer Suggs makes the pickoff, goes out to the 35-yard line on a ball that was overthrown by Grogan.
Schaefer Suggs, 2nd-round draft choice as we look at it again from Ball State. I know something about this kid. As we look at the ball overthrown there, Schaefer in position to pick it off. He is an athlete. He is a hitter. If there's a question about him, it's sufficiency of speed to play cornerback. But he is unafraid. And another thing about Suggs, he played in the East-West game. I had a student at Yale, Gary Fensick, now with the Bears. He had been ill while training with the Dolphins, a terrific kid. And he knows, as a receiver in college, he knew all about the defensive backs in camp. He said, in his view, there wasn't a tougher, better one than Schaefer Suggs right there. So he's another of the future bright spots for the Jets.
1st and 10, New York, their own 36-yard line. Marinaro looks to the inside, and he runs right into Julius Adams. Also in there, Steve King. He gets a couple. It'll be 2nd down and 8.
As the Jets have the ball, Frank, I think, Alex, you and I would be remiss in the hope that Phil Islin is watching right now. We'd be remiss if we didn't wish him well. There's Schaefer. He's recuperating from coronary suffered when the Jets played Denver. I know you all share my sentiments.
Indeed we do. On 2nd down. Inside handoff, and Marinaro is met at the line of scrimmage. He squirms forward for a yard. It'll be 3rd down, long yardage, 3rd down and 7. Steve Nelson, 57. Steve Zabel, 54. Sandwiching Marinaro. And now comes the prevent defense for the New England Patriots. That includes a very wily number 80, George Webster, and Dick Kahn, number 22. Namath puts Giamona in the slot. And Fires out complete to Giamona. Still on his feet, and he moves down to the 40-yard line. First down, New York. And what Namath is doing, he's putting Giamona in that slot, and he's working him in combination with one of the best receivers in the business, Rich Castor. And that time he had time to throw the ball. Here it is, watch Castor, and he's driving Mike Haynes deep. Underneath it is Giamona. And the completion, the first down at New England's 40-yard line as time runs out in the first quarter. Good effort by Louis Giamona, a rookie from Utah State. And we'll be returning to Schaefer Stadium in Foxborough, Massachusetts, where the New England Patriots lead the Jets 7-0.
Put your foot down and come on in to Goodyear. Put your foot down and come on in to Goodyear. 'Cause Goodyear puts its foot down on prices right now.
Goodyear has put its foot down. Save 30% on Goodyear's custom power cushion polyglass white walls. America's best-selling tire at 30% off regular price. Sale ends Tuesday.
Yes, Goodyear puts its foot down on prices. And how?
We'd like to tell you the cold, hard facts about a new kind of motor oil. An oil that will give the average car up to 10 extra miles per tank full of gas. A new, higher-priced synthesized engine lubricant that can also help a properly maintained car get started at 35 below zero. Mobil 1, the oil that saves you gas and turns over at 35 below.
It starts here. The touch, the timing, the courage. This is where all the dreams begin. And they're realized when the boy becomes a Red Grange or Johnny Unitas and comes to know the triumph of victory. This is where all those dreams come true. And here they're preserved forever in the NFL Hall of Fame in Canton, Ohio. Don't miss it.
Joe Namath has just passed to Lou Giamona for the first down at the Patriots' 40-yard line. The Jets' first penetration into New England territory. The Patriots leading the Jets 7-0 as we begin the second quarter. Play action fake by Namath. A lot of time. He has a man open. And going to David Knight. Prentice McCray made a great recovery as that ball just maybe could have been thrown a little bit further, but it was a good recovery by Prentice McCray. Look again, David Knight. Now, he is not all that fast, and that's probably why Joe did not like to hang it up there. His speed man is Jerome Barkham, number 83. He has a pulled hamstring. He's not in the ball game. So he had to slow down just a little bit, and that made the difference.
That's exactly the point, Frank. That ball was underthrown. Prentice McCray, meanwhile, has become very effective at his position. As I mentioned earlier, a key intercept in an earlier game.
Second down and 10. Draw play, Marinaro. Marinaro breaks tackles and he gets the first down inside the 30. Stopped there again by McCray.
I must say, Marinaro, as a runner with the Jets, is getting more out of himself than I ever thought he had to give. He's not your most graceful runner, Frank. It's something, in fact, clumsy about the way he runs, but his determination is very great indeed, and he proved it right there, Alex.
Well, I don't think he had a great chance to run up in Minnesota, and he's given a chance right now, and he's going to carry the ball 15, 20 times a ball game, and he likes it. He likes to run the ball.
He was shaken up on that play, and he comes out of the ball game. We're going to hear the call now by the official. New England offside. It was refused because the Jets have the first down. Good effort by Marinaro coming up for the first down. There's Pat Leahy on the sidelines. And in comes Bob Gresham. He's only carried the ball 5 times this year. Came from Houston last year. You might recall his name from the Houston Oilers. The first down, 29-yard line of the Patriots. Draw play goes to Gresham, and he is instantly piled up, maybe gets a yard out of it. Julius Adams is there. Lunsford is there. And Steve King, 52. And Alex, you know how valuable gang tackling can be, and this is what New England's doing.
Well, and also Namath is starting to go to that draw play to kind of hold that line in, and I know he wants to go to the outside and go deep to the outside. That's his favorite, target, and he'll be going to that pretty soon.
Prevent defense for New England on 2nd down and 9. Patriots leading 7-0. Namath, there we go. Firing in and out of the hands, and it was intended for Marinaro, who'd come back in. Apparently not shaken up too severely with that burst a short while ago. George Webster, number 90, back there defending, along with Dick Kahn. 3rd down and 9.
Seems to me the essential thing here is, though, that the Jets have held together. They could have collapsed completely after that first New England touchdown, New England overwhelming them. Instead, the Jets have held together defensively. They had a big interception by Suggs, 2 good plays by Keller, and now they're challenging. They're in field goal position.
On 3rd and 9, Namath back, a lot of time. Unloads to Marinaro. He will not get the first down at the 23-yard line. Covered there by one of the great ones ever to play this game, college or pro, George Webster, number 90. And Marinaro is down and obviously in pain. And Webster is also on the ground.
How many times, Frank, have we been with Duffy Doherty, the former Michigan State coach, when he said the greatest player he ever coached was George Webster? How many times?
Well, I think he was honored by his alma mater as being one of the outstanding people of that university, Michigan State University. Let's look again, because both men are down. Webster for New England and Marinaro, both of them involved in the same play. And Marinaro apparently caught his leg under Webster, and then Webster is also remaining on the field. We'll be coming back in just a moment.
Hi, I'm Walt Garrison, and I don't smoke. But that doesn't mean I can't enjoy tobacco. So I use smokeless tobacco, like Skoal here. Just a pinch between my cheek and gum gives me real tobacco pleasure, and without tying up my hands. So go smokeless with Skoal, Copenhagen, or Happy Days Mint. The tobaccos you don't have to smoke to enjoy.
Just borrowing your horse, Walt.
Hey, get your own horse. Hope I didn't hurt my hat.
A man puts many things in his automobile: gasoline, oil, a variety of fluids, and endless additives. But none are more important than his coolant. It's a car's lifeblood. Dalgard can keep a car from freezing when it's freezing. Dalgard can keep a car from boiling when it's boiling, and guard it from rust and corrosion year-round. Dalgard, a car's lifeblood.
When in trouble, look for Billy Kilmer, number 17. And maybe, too, look for Frank Grant, number 46. Next Monday night, you'll see them both against the Cardinals in a biggie.
And meanwhile, Webster has left the field under his own power, but this is Ed Marinaro being carried off by his teammates. We saw the replay a moment ago, and it looked as though, on a very simple tackle of Webster against Marinaro, that Marinaro just had his leg caught underneath Webster. And since it's 4th down, we have Pat Leahy coming onto the field, 3 of 5 for the year, and his longest this year is 41 yards. This will be a 39-yard attempt. No wind affecting it. Bad snap or a bad handle, we're not exactly sure, and taken there by Dwayne Carroll, who does the punting, and Steve Nelson was immediately on top of Dwayne Carroll.
And so the Jets have had 2 consecutive difficult breaks. That was clearly a bad snap, as you can see. Dwayne Carroll rescuing the football. But this in the wake of the loss of Marinaro, and we'll try to get a report as quickly as possible on Ed's condition, materially reduces the Jets' offensive structure.
Joe Fields was the center, and it was a bad snap. As the Patriots take over, 1st and 10, their ball at the 36-yard line. Cunningham. And just pulling forward to the 45-yard line. Gain of 8. It'll be 2nd down and 2. Hit there by Burgess Owens, which we can give you a chance to tell you. That's another shuffle if you follow these teams very closely. Again, here's Ed Maryland being attended to. But Burgess Owens has always been a strong safety. He's been moved over to free safety for the Jets. And Schaefer Suggs, who was playing there, went over to the left cornerback.
Report on George Webster, Frank, is that he's bruised his back. We still await a report on Ed Marinaro, whom you just saw on the sideline. Still in some pain.
2nd down and 2. Good play action fake. And intended for Stingley, but it did not fool Schaefer Suggs. Good play action by this young quarterback, Steve Grogan. Put the ball in the stomach of Andy Johnson, pulled it out, and hit it well.
But I like the way, Frank and Alex, that Schaefer Suggs, the rookie, stayed with a veteran and swift-footed receiver like Darrell Stingley.
Good heads-up football on the young man's part, I'll tell you that.
Marinaro, as you saw on the bench, being attended to, and you always breathe a sigh of relief, even if it's, well, it's a terrible thing to say, but even if it's broken, it's not his knee. It appears to be his foot. 3rd down 2. Cunningham, huge hole, and Cunningham has the first down out to the 49-yard line. Big John Hanna, number 73. Sam Adams, number 61. Those are the guards. The centers, Bill Linkaitis. Bataha will approach number 14, the quarterback, giving him the play.
I don't want to break any secrets, but Frank, just before the game, got a note from John Hanna's wife. I'd like to know what's in that note.
Oh, Paige, I met her down at the Lombardi Awards 2 years ago. I'll tell you in a moment. This is Johnson, right side. Turns the corner, and he gets 4 yards. It'll be 2nd down and 6. She just wrote a note. She said, Frank, I met you in Houston at the Lombardi Award banquet where John won the award, Best Lineman of the Year. She says, isn't 73 the cutest hog you ever saw? A reference, I guess, to Hog Hanna. Only his Hanner.
Hog Hanna is one of the most colorful men I ever knew in professional football. Used to arrive at Sensenbrenner College with the pack in their glory years in a Jeep. Last one in.
And waiting the Jeep down. On 2nd down and 6. Inside handoff, Cunningham. The big man rolls up close to another first down to the 42-yard line, where it'll be 3rd down and 1. Ed Gallagher, number 85, in on the stop, along with Bob Martin and Lawrence Pillars.
We've got approaching on 11 minutes left in the 2nd quarter. The Patriots leading by a score of 7-0. They took the opening. They went in their first possession. The Jets took the opening kickoff after a poor punt. They poured right through the Jets, scored a quick early on touchdown. Conversion good. Since then, it's been up and down.
Carl Barzalauskas is in for the Jets, number 77, on 3rd and short yardage. Grogan. He'll have the first down easily, and more. Greg Buttle stops Grogan at the 30-yard line, a gain of 12, and this is what this young man has been doing all year long.
He had a push off on his blockers, as you saw, Alex. Let's look at it again.
And he goes to the outside where the pressure isn't on. He can take a look around, see if there's anyone open, and then, of course, this is what he does well. And I think the teams that really can keep a rally going is the team that can have a quarterback that can run once in a while. You see Staubach once in a while, still at his age, take off and run. He's not that old, though.
And Bert Jones will have in a couple of weeks. Where do you see him, Alex? 12-yard pickup, first down at the 30-yard line of New York. Grogan firing out to number 82, Steve Burke. And he's very close to another first down. Bill Wise in on the stop. And a little practice. Apparently the New England Patriots were watching what happened to the Jets a while ago. Dwayne Carroll bobbled the ball. Actually, it was a bad snap, but it could have been had.
All week they had a chance to do that, Frank.
Yeah. New England
Why are they into the football game?
All right, 1st and 10 at the 20-yard line for New England. They lead 7-0. And
suddenly you hear the name Steve Burks, who's coming into his own. Second-year man from Arkansas.
Cross back goes to Cunningham, and he just about slips for big yardage as Buttle trips him up, but he does get 4. So it'll be 2nd down and 6. Make it 2nd down and 7.
Forgive me, Frank. I said Steve was from Arkansas. He is, of course, from Arkansas State, which produces more than its share of professional football stars.
I forgive you.
Like young Winfrey, the running back from Miami.
I was going to say that, Howard, but I...
Don't make a big deal of it, Alex.
2nd down and 7. A good look at this two-year man out of Kansas State, Steve Grogan. This is Johnson. And Johnson will have another New England first down.
If you're watching O.J., that's A.J. We like him, too. The report on Ed Marinaro, by the way, a bruised foot, questionable whether he'll see action tonight. But, on the whole, a good report for the Jets, Frank.
Always when it's not the knee. It'll be first down and goal. The ball inside the 10, as you can easily see. We have 8:40 remaining in the first half. There's been domination by New England thus far in the game. Johnson right side again, and he goes down under big number 76, Lawrence Pillars. But he's down to the inside the 7. It'll be second and goal. There's Ed. Off to a big year, and it'll be a disappointment coming off 2 100-yard games against Buffalo and San Francisco. Great athlete. Left with almost all of the NCAA rushing records from Cornell a few years ago. Now Cunningham is limping just a little bit, and Don Calhoun will come in, number 44. Three-year man out of Kansas State. Played with Grogan there. Calhoun, he bobbles and it comes back.
A great play, a great play.
How about that?
They practiced that all week, Frank.
Former teammates at Kansas State. And New England, with that exciting kind of football they've been playing all year, is on the scoreboard again. 6 yards.
Play to be characterized as spontaneous razzle-dazzle.
John Smith on for the conversion. Mike Patrick does the holding. The punter holding for the field goal man, just as the Jets do. It's good, and New England leads the New York Jets 14-0 with 7:46 remaining in the first half.
Before you buy a CB system, find out where the radio goes. The high gain 9 goes in the trunk, out of sight. A cable leads to this mic speaker unit with volume, squelch, and digital channel readout. It even disconnects, so you can lock it away. And the high gain 9 can be remanufactured for 40 channels. After January 1st, send this certificate to High Gain with $25. The High Gain 9. It's out of sight.
High Gain. We keep people talking.
Exxon dealer Herb Johnson knows you've got to get up pretty early in the morning to be ready as America goes to work. He knows his customers, and he knows that in just a few minutes, they'll be showing up at his Exxon station. The stewardesses on their way to Europe, the early shift fellows on their way to work, all counting on dependable Exxon products and helpful service to help them make every mile count.
Saturday, ABC Sports presents one of the classic rivalries in college football as the number 3 ranked Nebraska Cornhuskers battle the Missouri Tigers. See all the color and excitement Saturday at 3 Eastern Time over most of these ABC stations.
John Smith will kick off deep. Jazz Jackson, Lou Picone. Jackson, 43, Picone, number 89. This will be Jackson, and he bobbles it at the 3. Finds a handle and takes off. And nailed out at the 15-yard line. Hustling down there, Romanician. And let's look at this a moment ago. Calhoun hit there and hit hard as he hit the line of scrimmage. Fumbles the ball. It was immediately picked up by Grogan. Moved to the outside. 6-yard touchdown as Greg Buttle really popped Calhoun at the line of scrimmage. Ball came loose, and Grogan came up with it.
This game is a matter of inches, Frank and Howard.
Yeah. Bob Gresham remains at fullback.
Whatever that means, Alex.
Number 36 in place of Ed Marinaro. Giamona, number 45, is the other setback for New York. Play action by Namath. Has a man open and hits him right out in front of the Patriots bench is Richard Castor, number 88.
That ball was beautifully thrown. And of course, Castor is a truly exceptional receiver. They did a smart thing moving him to wide receiver tonight. But it seems to me Namath now doesn't throw off the legs and the body anymore.
He doesn't throw with the crispness that he used to throw on, and he doesn't throw with the legs. He throws strictly with the arms, and the ball starts to wobble now on him.
There goes Marinaro.
1st and 10. Casper with the first down at the 35-yard line. Gresham to the left side. Squeezes out a yard. It'll be 2nd down along 9.
I love that Patriots defense, Alex, even though the Lions scored 30 on them last week. They're very active, especially in the linebacker department, and they've got a swarming type of defense. You mentioned it in a different way earlier, Frank. They gang tackle.
They're a hustling bunch, and they have a lot of confidence in themselves. Why shouldn't they? They beat some of the best in the business. Miami, Pittsburgh, Oakland. On 2nd down, Namath with a quick drop back, jumps it off. Out there to Gresham, who fights loose to move out to the 42-yard line, where it'll be 3rd down and 3.
Bob Howard, 24, on the receiver immediately.
That was a good hold on by Gresham, because he was pounded rather severely by Howard. And it'll be what you still have to consider for the Jets with their big running back out of the lineup, a passing down. And New England adjusts accordingly, bringing in Webster and Dick Kahn.
It's 80 degrees out here tonight, isn't it?
Temperature expected to be in the low 20s here in New England tonight. Gresham, inside handoff, and he's to midfield, has the first down. Good call. It's a trap call with New England in their prevent defense, anticipating pass.
That used to be a great Jets call, Frank, in the days when they had Emerson Boozer, number 32, and Matt Snell, number 41. But those days were a long time ago.
Ball resting just into New England territory, right at the 50-yard line.
17, F48.
This is Giamona, and he breaks a few tackles to save a loss of a couple of yards and winds up with a gain of 1. It'll be 2nd down and 9. He broke the tackle by Mel Lunsford and saved about a 3-yard loss.
Here's number 72, Lunsford, doing a fine job getting over there, but he wasn't really quick enough to get to the outside to get the tackle, but he prevented him from going quite a distance because I think they had a little room outside.
Steve Zabel and Sam Hunt. It's 2nd down and 9. The ball resting at the 49 of the Patriots. Namath, way out to fake, and just does get it off as he's buried. Down goes Namath, and it was number 54, Steve Zabel, hustling in there on the blitz.
Steve Zabel played his college football under Chuck Fairbanks at Oklahoma. He was one of 10 first-round draft choices now on the Patriots roster. It was Philadelphia who drafted him first. You see him there. And when Chuck Fairbanks got the chance to get him, he did exactly that. Now in their 4 linebacker setup is one of those very, very active linebackers we have discussed, along with King, Hunt, and Nelson.
And they're into their 3-man line. Those are linebackers sticking their noses in there. They'll drop out of there. Namath reading a blitz, throws it away, and is picked off by Hayes. Or make it Fox. It was Tim Fox, another number 1 draft pick. The 3rd first-round draft pick, and I'll tell you, as I said earlier, this man has been shaken up all season long, had a broken wrist, a hip pointer, is playing hurt tonight, and just came up with the interception. We'll be right back.
What does it take to start the wheels of American industry rolling? It takes machines, men, and money. That's where savings and loans come in. Money you save with us goes back into your community in the form of home loans. The savings and loan commitment to housing generates over $100 million a day for jobs, goods, and services. Help keep America rolling by having your savings account at your savings and loan.
This is the mark of the cat. New symbol of driving excitement for the cat sets. Mercury Cougar XR7 with a total new look for 77. Bold, strong, aggressive. A stance on the road that says this is my private domain. Cougar XR7. More of a Cougar than we've ever unleashed before. The new Cougar. The new excitement.
That's the story here at Foxborough. The New England Patriots leading the Jets 14-0. 4:39 remaining in the first half. A moment ago, Joe Namath reading a blitz, came with the automatic, tried to hit Castor on a man-to-man situation, and it was picked off by one of the rookie stars for this New England team, Tim Fox. New England, 1st and 10, their own 43-yard line. Sam Cunningham rolling up close to midfield, out to the 48-yard line, where it'll be 2nd down and 5. And let's look at it again. Namath was reading blitz. He didn't get it. And he just laid it up under pressure. The free safety man was not up close.
Castor was all alone out there. He had outstripped his defender. Let's look at it again.
If I might suggest, Namath was anticipating that he was going to
To
get
the
hit.
outside. Maybe he thought that the pass pattern was going to the outside too, Frank.
2nd down and 5. Toss goes out to Johnson, left side, turns infield, close to the 1st down at the 47-yard line of the Jets. Andy Johnson running well tonight, as has Sam Cunningham. They're not going to hurt their first place standing in the AFC in rushing. We'll have a measurement.
They're 3 inches off, Frank, approximately.
That'll give us an opportunity to tell you first that they did not make the 1st down. It'll be 3rd down that much. And also that Saturday, NCAA college football, and it's a beauty. Missouri goes against Nebraska. Missouri 4-2, but they've beaten some of the best in the country. Ohio State, USC, Nebraska undefeated. They have one tie that mars their record. That's this Saturday, NCAA college football.
Nebraska really rolled it up last week. That tie was against LSU. That's Winston Hill, the veteran of the Jets Super Bowl championship team. And Missouri, they're unfathomable. They lost to Iowa State last Saturday after routing USC and beating Ohio State.
And Grogan takes it for the 1st down on his own. Down close to the 45-yard line.
There's Gary Petz. You know, I don't like to see a guy smiling happily when my team's behind 14-0 and in danger of losing it or seeing it go higher to 21-0.
He's lucky I'm not sitting on the bench. I'd knock his head off.
You're darn right.
Gary Petz is probably wondering what's happened. He's played all over that offensive line this year. The Jets have been forced to juggle with multiple injuries. Play action fake. Grogan's got a bunch of them open. Overthrows Cunningham, and as we look downfield, there were about 3 of the Patriots open. Stingley was open, Bataha was open, and Cunningham, well, he must have thought they'd completely forgotten about him. We'll see that play a little later on. You better believe it.
I have the feeling Petz might have been hilarious if Cunningham caught it and went in for the score.
Chuck Fairbanks, great college coaching career at Oklahoma. 52 wins, only 15 losses there in 6 years. Very calm man. Was a fireball when he came in here 4 years ago.
Little subdued now.
2nd down and 10. Inside handoff. Cunningham likes the way this man runs. He gets every inch out of it.
Oh, yeah. He gets inches and inches and inches.
Bob Martin tripped him up, the rookie from Nebraska. And it'll be 3rd down and 5.
Me, I want more quarterbacks who can run like A.J.
14-0, the Patriots in pursuit of the Baltimore Colts. The Colts, of course, leading the AFC's Eastern Division. They've won 5, they've lost 1. On 3rd down. Flag goes down as wide open is Randy Bataha. The flag is down, however.
That'll be a holding penalty if it runs true to form, Frank, against the Patriots.
It's coming back. Boy, that time Bataha was wide open. The Jets have had success with this new realignment in their defensive secondary up until tonight. Howard mentioned top of the show, the defense has only allowed 23 points in 3 games. They're getting an education tonight, however. Suggs, well, we'll listen to the call of referee Chuck Netherland.
We have holding offense number 77.
Watch Martin, the linebacker, now do his thing. Oh! He gets up, though. That's going to happen. It's embarrassing sometimes, Howard, but that happens in a game.
Never happened to you.
Randy Vataha, of course, coming back from a triple fracture of his cheekbone in preseason play. Played a little bit last week. This on third down, Grogan, it looked like a set draw. He has the first down, and down he goes at the 33. Bob Martin made the stop, but that looked like it was a set play.
You know, this is a far cry from the Steve Grogan we saw last year in Miami, Frank. Then he was uncertain. We've got the 2-minute warning right here.
And we'll be returning to Foxborough in just a moment.
Are you like me? Crazy about cars? Really love that machine of yours? Then right about now, you should be putting in Prestone too. Antifreeze isn't permanent. It wears out. So every fall, my baby here gets a fresh fill of Prestone antifreeze. It fights freeze-ups and helps protect her cooling system against corrosion.
Prestone 2, you know it protects.
This is my Packard, and I know Prestone protects.
I want a quality stereo system, but it has to fit my budget.
Zenith has your stereo.
I want a stereo with 8-track, AM, FM, the works.
Zenith has your stereo.
I want a high-performance sound system with professional features.
Zenith has your stereo, too, the unique wedge. And every Zenith stereo has Allegro tuned port speakers for clear, rich, natural sound. Zenith Allegro. We've got your stereo.
Number 17, Jim Hart, St. Louis Cardinals, can hit any receiver like Terry Metcalf there. You'll see Hart next week against the Redskins.
Boy, in that Eastern Division of the NFC West really tightened up yesterday when the Cardinals took the Cowboys. Redskins, of course, 1 game out, and the Cardinals right in there with Dallas.
I'll tell you, Howard, I like that Grogan. He's 5 for 10 for 57 yards, and one was called back already. He's run six yards for a touchdown. He does everything over there.
You know, Alex, he's had a whale of a year running the ball. He's over, well, about 200 yards rushing now. He scored 4 touchdowns running, and he scored 9 through the air. Patriots with a 1st and 10, 33-yard line, and here comes Andy Johnson around the left side. Met there quickly by Phil Wise, coming up from his new position at strong safety. Right at the line of scrimmage, it'll be 2nd down and 10.
The thing about Grogan, Alex, obviously, is confidence. When we saw him a year ago, he was uncertain, insecure. He didn't have the job, really. There was Plunkett, damaged at the time, but right over Grogan's shoulder. Plunkett, big money player, big reputation, solid quarterback. Now he's got the job. He's a different player.
2nd down and 10. Play action fake. Is Grogan. He can either roll or run from that play. Wisely steps out of bounds. He has the 1st down at the 21-yard line.
Well, it's those linebackers. They won't commit themselves over there, Frank and Howard, and you're going to have to do 1 or 2 things. You're going to have to come up and make that quarterback throw the ball fast, release it fast. You just can't do that and let him run like that all day. He's going to go 10, 11 yards all the time.
What he's doing is really almost like the old single-wing tailback. Putting the pressure on them. If they stay back, he'll run the ball. If they come up, he'll throw the ball.
I wouldn't know about that, Frank.
Well, I read books. 1st down. 1:15 remaining in the 1st half as Johnson gets maybe a yard out of it.
You know, this morning on Good Morning America, folks, Sal Marciano, a respected colleague of ours, asked Namath how long he expected to continue playing football. Here's Namath.
Well, I don't know. And I've never been able to answer that question, Sal, because it's something that I don't know the answer to it. I still like to play the game. I don't like playing under the conditions that we play under sometimes. But I guess that's part of the game. It gets old losing, but it gets old to everyone that's losing. I don't think I play any longer than this year, probably. But I really like to play. And it's amazing how much better I feel sometimes when I go around that locker room and see Jerome barking, screaming and yelling and smiling. It just makes me feel good. And Castor, the guys that you play football with, that you work together, they're the highlight of it. I mean, they add so much to my days. I know that it's going to come to an end. I know that I'm not going to be able to play much longer physically. When that time comes, I'll be able to cope with it. I know that. But I don't know if it's going to be this year or next year or the year after. I won't play anymore in the future. I wouldn't play another year or two under the present situation, the kind of situation we have with the Jets. I didn't want to come back this year because I felt like for their team they would be making a right move dealing me. And they decided against it for some reason, and I'm back here. And realistically, I knew, and I've stated it before, I couldn't help this team win many games or do much for them. Why did they want me here? I don't know exactly why, but I'm here.
Wide open. Andy Johnson out of the backfield. Touchdown, his second of the night.
Well, they're just sitting back there, Howard. They're not taking it defensively to the pass. And of course, when he has time like that, he can run past the ball. That's what's going to happen. Touchdowns.
I'll tell you what it is. He just got him so confused. His play action is so good. Reminds one of a little man I saw many years ago named Eddie LeBaron, who could hide that thing. No one could see it. And he's doing a terrific job. Play action fake.
So is LeBaron. Very good lawyer in Las Vegas, Nevada.
John Smith for the conversion. And it's blocked. No good. So New England has a 20-0 lead over the Jets, and we have 58 seconds remaining in the first half. And that means that one thing, Namath is going to have to put the ball up in the air the second half and keep it up in the air. Let's go back and look at it again. Now, here's that play action. And no matter what, that little movement to the fullback holds those linebackers, particularly inexperienced linebackers. And a good move by Andy Johnson.
Yeah, but they got to start doing something, even if it's wrong. They got to make it. They have to commit themselves. They have to go in, knock someone down. And no one's knocking anyone down on the field right now.
They're up against an immensely superior team. Better personnel, beautifully coached, a team that is on the verge of becoming a powerhouse in this league, in my judgment.
And if you ask Miami, Pittsburgh, and Oakland, they'll tell you they're already there.
48-17 over Oakland. Going against the Jets, they were going against a so-called nemesis team. During the long series, Jets won 22, lost 9, tied 1.
Smith hits it. And it's Lou Picone at his own 10. Picone out to the 23-yard line. 53 seconds remaining on the clock. The Jets take over. Again, remind you at halftime some interesting plays from yesterday as we present our highlights. This is our custom every Monday night at halftime.
When behind, don't despair, 'cause we'll win if you care. All right, come on, Jets.
Those are the words of Lou Holtz, amateur magician, songwriter.
He needs to be a magician, I'll tell you that.
He also practiced them in standing erectly for the national anthem.
Nothing wrong with that. On first down. Flag is down. Namath with a man over the middle, and it's David Knight. Short of the first down, but again, flag is down at the line of scrimmage. Knight hit there by Prentice McRae. Illegal procedure goes against the Jets. Could have been Lou Picone, number 89. He was discussing it with the official.
Interestingly, Alex, New England in the second quarter has had but 2 possessions, 2 touchdowns, total of 22 plays.
It was Lou Picone. So it'll be first down and 15, and I would not be surprised if Joe will just be a little careful with it at this point. 47 seconds remaining in the first half. No, he goes into his passing offense. Fires and it goes out to number 45, Lou Giamona. Short of the first down. Giamona out to the 35-yard line. 41 seconds remaining in the first half. Lou Holtz pacing the bench. Another thing he does not like is the cold. He told his players if it gets cold up there, he said, I'm going to go inside and watch it. Second down. Again, Knight wide open over the middle, and another flag goes down. Knight has the first down with 33 seconds remaining in the half, but a flag is down. Holding against New York.
Always the question is asked, in spite of this penalty, why the teams seem to have the ability in the final 2 minutes to move the football so successfully, whether the final 2 minutes of the half or the game. Depending on game situation, Frank, as in this case, I think the answer is clear. New England's willing to give them the short yardage.
Absolutely. They're looking at the
number 78. Second.
They're looking at the clock also. Gary Petz, the right tackle for the Jets, guilty of holding. Number 78. There it is. You'll see what they call holding. And he was holding everything that Tony McGee had.
Well, I guess he had something to smile about that.
Yeah. Second down, 13. Ball at the 25. Namath still keeps it in the air. Giamona. And Giamona makes some nifty moves. He's out close to a first down. Out to run the 38-yard line with 26 seconds on the clock.
I think you're right about the 2-minute situation, Howard. The defense kind of backpedals, lets them catch it in front of them, tries to eat up the time, and that's the reason that they complete a lot of their passes in the 2-minute drill. Of course, it backfires once in a while, too. We played Baltimore one year. We played Baltimore one year, and our tight end caught the ball, and they were trying to eat the clock up. They kept backpedaling, and they backpedaled 60 yards. We went in to score.
Well, it can backpedal against a team so proficient as Dallas, with so gifted a quarterback as Staubach and receivers like Pearson.
Third down, short yardage. Giamona has the first down up to the 45-yard line, and I suspect the Jets will call timeout, which they do immediately. So Namath, who was not willing to let the clock run out with 58 seconds, moves over to have a chit-chat with head coach Lou Holtz. The Patriots leading the Jets 20-0. An explosive first half for these young New Englanders.
And with an apparent rout underway, it already verges on being that. One would expect that we might see something of the young other quarterback from Alabama in the second half, Frank, Richard Todd, #1 draft choice of the Jets this year.
Well, I would stay with this man. He has not been having that kind of bad night. It's the Jets' defense that has hurt them tonight. New England just moving up and down the field.
Well, that's the defense that we thought was so much improved based upon the last 3 games.
Well, they've shaken it up so much. You never know. They come out and have one good game and maybe have 2 bad games in a row.
First down, the ball at the 44-yard line of the Jets. Namath. And it's Rich Castor, and Castor's down to the 33-yard line. Ball ripped loose, but it's ruled dead right there. Namath took quite a shot, and Namath is up and limping. No, it's ruled incomplete. And Namath is limping. He took quite a blow as he released the ball. He had a badly strained calf last week, went out at halftime in the Buffalo game. That pass ruled incomplete. And when it looked like Castor had dug it out. Let's take a watch at Tony McGee. And I think it's Austin who's knocked back into Namath. It is. His right guard, number 67, was knocked back into Namath. Second down and 10. 13 seconds remaining in the half. And it goes to Gresham. Gresham sprinting towards the sidelines, out of bounds at the 48-yard line, short of the first down, which means very little at this point with 6 seconds remaining in the half.
Well, going back to number 12, Joe Willie Namath. You have to respect the man. He's got unending courage, has played under conditions where most would not. He has been one of the best quarterbacks, as Frank said, of all time. There can be no loss of respect, only maybe even a building of it in this tough time for him.
Third down. Only thing he could possibly think of is the bomb. And there it is. And everyone is back there with Knight. Flag is down at the line of scrimmage and is picked off back there. But again, a flag is down. It was Dick Kahn, number 22. Time has run out here in the first half. Offsides. And the first half cannot end on a defensive penalty. Namath still favoring what appears to be his right leg, and that is the problem he had last week. He has had 5 knee operations. He's had an incredible amount of trouble with a pulled hamstring that he sustained water skiing a couple of years ago, and last week he suffered a strained right calf. Here's the call.
We have the left defensive end offside. There will be one more down, untimed.
An untimed down because a period cannot end on a defensive penalty. And Namath very wisely does not try to go against the secondary that was perched all the way back to the 10-yard line. That was Gresham, and that's the end of the first half. The New England Patriots lead the New York Jets 20-0. Stay with us for yesterday's highlights.
If you take pictures and you like color, get ready. Your instant is here from Kodak. Introducing Kodak Instant cameras and film. In minutes, they give you clean, dry, instant pictures with color by Kodak.
Can you feel our brand new
Kodak Instant cameras and film at your photo dealers now.
What are you doing in here?
Jamie Summers rips the lid off Aspiring in Nashville.
What about them? What are you going to do, kill them?
The Bionic Woman. Then a cool $1,000,000 in diamonds, and Beretta must find the owners before they find him dead.
He's got the diamonds, kill him!
And a woman's prison is turned into a house of pleasure.
I'm gonna be watching you, sweetcakes.
Charlie's Angels right after the Bionic Woman and Beretta.
Wednesday starting at 8, 7 Central and Mountain on ABC.
Fonzie becomes father for a day. Then Laverne and Shirley become mothers for a night.
What happened to the baby?
Some guy came by and took it. I think it was the mother.
Happy Days and Laverne and Shirley.
Tomorrow starting at 8, 7 Central and Mountain on ABC.
I'm Jimmy Carter. The problem isn't 6.5% inflation. That's just something written on a piece of paper. The problem is, how can a family pay those grocery bills and keep up with the mortgage and the taxes and pay for a college education when the time comes? People work hard, and they should be able to count on keeping what they work for. I've traveled this country, every part of it, to see things for myself. I'll tell you what I've seen. Workers with 2 jobs to make up for the disappearing income. Homes run down, property taxes skyrocketing, hospitals closing, and welfare lines growing. Enormous waste, unbelievable mismanagement of our tax money, and hard work and our savings thrown away by a faraway, unconcerned bureaucracy. I want a chance to give back to you the security and the hopes for tomorrow that inflation is stealing from you. With your help, we can do it. You can depend on it.
We're back live at Schaefer Stadium, Foxborough, Massachusetts. The Patriots punishing the Jets 20-0. Quickly, let's review the scoring early in the first quarter. Andy Johnson made it 7-0 with a 3-yard run. Then in the second quarter, Grogan with a 6-yard run after picking up a fumble by a teammate. And then Johnson on a 10-yard pass from Grogan. Thus the score 20-0 with the final conversion missed. Quickly, let's go to our weekly halftime feature. The highlights of yesterday's NFL games. The Chicago Bears against the Los Angeles Rams. First quarter action, the Rams leading 3-0. Pat Hayden, quarterback. Rhodes Scholar from USC, hitting Lawrence McCutcheon, number 30, touchdown. The Rams take a 10-0 lead. But then in the third quarter, the score 10-5 now. And that handoff from Avellini to Waller Payton, the brilliant sophomore who's electrifying Chicago fans. He goes around in, touchdown. And so suddenly it's 12-10 the Bears. But right back, running, Lawrence McCutcheon, touchdown. The Rams go on to win 20-12. The Expansion Bowl, they call this one, Tampa Stadium, Tampa, Florida. Seattle against Tampa Bay, both teams looking for their first victory. Spurrier back to pass, but a familiar figure. 32, Mike Curtis, sacks Spurrier. Tampa Bay was leading 3-0 in the second quarter. Jim Zorn, the surprisingly effective quarterback of Seattle, looking downfield, hitting Sam McCullum, acquired from Minnesota. And Seattle goes on to win it 13-10. RFK Stadium, Detroit against Washington. We're in the third quarter. No score in the ballgame. Theismann at quarterback. Looking downfield for 46, Frank Grant. Pines Grant all alone. This one good for 41 yards, setting up a subsequent pass for a Washington touchdown. Then, in the first play of the fourth quarter, Mike Thomas with this joint. Touchdown. Washington wins it 20-7. That looks very, very good. That's the way it was in St. Louis, Missouri yesterday. Everything looked very, very good. This is early in the second quarter. Dallas ahead 7-0. Hart going to the big bomb, hitting the Missouri speedster Mel Gray. Nobody can catch Mel, give him that edge. 7-7, the game tied. Then in the fourth quarter, 14-10, St. Louis now leading. What a day for Jim Hart. Again, he throws deep. Watch closely. The ball deflected by 43, Cliff Harris. Mel Gray there again. St. Louis takes a 21-10 lead. Dallas with Staubach never gives up. Here he is. We're in the late moments of the game. Running up toward the line of scrimmage, then hitting his favorite target, Drew Pearson. 21-17. Still a ball game. Only 48 seconds left. Efrain Herrera about to kick off. Obviously, tries the onside kick. Again, watch closely. Herrera himself recovers, but the officials rule the ball did not travel the required 10 yards. The play, of course, or the call disputed by Dallas, but to no avail. And so, the St. Louis Cardinals, in the game's biggest day, upset the Dallas Cowboys 21-17.
So much flair, so debonair, with a touch of class.
Do you know what I think Mercury Monarch has that other small cars don't? Touch of class.
Just a touch of class.
Monarch is the only small luxury car with the look of a Lincoln Continental. Here, on the elegant dash, are 5 little words that tell me a lot. Ride engineered by Lincoln Mercury. They tell me that Monarch's smooth ride, as well as its luxury and comfort, were designed by the Lincoln Mercury specialist.
Plus a touch of class.
I love big luxury cars, but I love this precision-sized Mercury Monarch just as much.
We much of, oh so very much of, with a touch of class.
At the sign of the cat. Meow.
The Orange Bowl, Kansas City against Miami. Kansas City winners a week ago with that miraculous flea flicker play. Now watch this. 2 minutes left in the game. Trailing 14-10. Reverse to Henry Marshall, number 89. Whom does he remind you of? Same uniform, same number, same galloping steps. Yes, Otis Taylor, the great one of yesteryear. Henry Marshall all the way. Touchdown, 17-14. But Miami tied it up with the Apremian field goal. Then, in the overtime, critical turnover. Stenerud kicking with 17 seconds left. And it's good. It's good. Kansas City pulls its second straight big upset, 20-17 over Miami. Three Rivers Stadium, and that's a youngster named Mike Krusek from Boston College, a rookie, trying to straighten out the Steelers with Bradshaw sidelined with injuries. This is the kind of action we saw all day. Watch closely. Krusek carrying the ball, hit while out of bounds by Bo Harris. And you'll see number 58 come charging out there. Jack Lambert, who loves to fight, who's the man who leads that Pittsburgh team. Incidentally, there was a penalty called on that play because of what Harris did. Now this is a different Harris, Franco. And what a day he had. A record 41 carries for 143 yards. They're charging in for a touchdown. The Steelers come back 23-6. The vastly improved San Diego Chargers take the field against the Houston Oilers. Now we're in third quarter action, 6 minutes left. San Diego leading 10-6. Look at Bo Matthews out of Colorado, pass number 1 draft choice. He has power, strength, speed. Touchdown, 42-yard run. 1 minute into the fourth quarter. It's now 17-13. Quarterback Dan Fouts. It's Charlie Joyner, number 18, out of Grambling College. He breaks those tackles, stays in bounds, looks backward as you saw, now moves downfield, cuts across into the center of the gridiron. He's a speedster. He outstrips the secondary, 81 yards in all. Touchdown. And so San Diego builds its lead to 24-13 with 6 minutes left in the game. The score 24-20 now. San Diego, Pastorini. Billy White Shoes Johnson, what a catch. Now into his act. He's got it all, this kid. That put Houston ahead, 27-24. But San Diego came back and won it 30-27. We'll have Billy White Shoes Johnson and the Houston Oilers in 2 weeks as they go against the rising young Colts of Baltimore. Next week, Washington, St. Louis. We're back live at Schaefer Stadium. The Patriots trouncing the Jets 20-0 at halftime. And so that's the story here from the booth at halftime. Now we come to our other halftime feature, the Play of the Week. The Play of the Week is brought to you by Dutch Masters Cigars. There really are masters at Dutch Masters. So let's pick up with action from a player whom we don't think gets enough national recognition. Now to our Play of the Week. Not just one play, but two. Giving more recognition to a player who deserves it. 34, Greg Pruitt out of Oklahoma of the Cleveland Browns. Look at him tearing downfield right here. But as we said, this was only one of two that we're going to show you. All Greg Pruitt gained on the day was 191 yards, 586 on the year. Leads the AFC in rushing. Look at him squirt through that horde of would-be tacklers. Once again, he's loose. Once they said he was too small to play in the NFL. He led his team to victory 20-17 over Atlanta. Greg Pruitt, the Plays of the Week.
Here in the Caribbean, Jaime Moscoso, a master of the soil, breeds tobacco for Dutch Master Cigars. Today he must select the best plants so the flowers can be bagged to protect the purity of their seed. Bagging is a master's way to be sure the great taste of Dutch Masters doesn't change. Now you know why a Dutch Masters like the Elite is worth more. There really are masters at Dutch Masters.
Halftime at Foxborough, Massachusetts. The New England Patriots showing a lot of strength against the New York Jets. They lead 20-0. of course, keep in mind we have the arm of Joe Namath. And we'll be coming back to Foxborough in just a moment. And right now, we'll be going to our local stations after this message.
I think Ford has got the background in the last 25 years that can beat out Carter anytime. Carter is just somebody that came out of nowhere.
Right now I'm leaning towards President Ford, basically because I don't know that much about Carter, which I'd like to learn more about.
I don't really know that much about Carter.
I've always been for Democrats, but somehow Carter hasn't been in the public eye enough, and he doesn't have any political background or anything.
As far as Carter's concerned, I don't even think he was much of a governor. From what I understand from the people that live in Georgia.
Well, he was just an average run-of-the-mill governor.
I didn't so much as see him do anything spectacular, and a governor is a lot less of than running our country as president.
Carter didn't seem to do anything. As a matter of fact, I think you'll find that to be true with a lot of people you talk to.
Well, I've tried and all my friends to remember what he did as governor of Georgia, and nobody really knows.
Someone is passing top-secret information to a contact in Nashville.
Jamie Summers rips the lid off aspiring in Nashville.
What are you doing in here? The OSI is getting too close. We've got to get the code out tonight. What about them? What are you going to do, kill them?
The Bionic Woman.
Wednesday at 8, 7 Central and Mountain on ABC.